Pardon an interruption, this is Troy Hill with the Star Chronicles. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So if you're interested in making your own podcast, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
This is Brian.
This is Casper.
Yo, this is ED.
This is Darius Lewis.
This is Troy Hill, and you're listening to the Knights at the Sound Table.
Strip club voice. And
I'm letting them know that they're listening to the night.
No,
Knights at the Sound Table.
We sitting at the table, son.
Yeah. I might also add in that Brian's the only person got a Tinder profile pic and stuff on his thing here.
How's we gonna get through a podcast, man? Cause we be dying
Yeah, was that Ric Flair in the background?
we going in the realms that I'm not familiar with. You 50 years old with some skinny jeans and shit.
I'm not physically designed to wear skinny jeans.
Yeah.
I would need to have like skinny jeans like a kangaroo pouch down there. Because I couldn't wear them any other kind of way.
Sometimes. Don't talk so damn.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the Knights at the Sound Table. Got a great show lined up for you this evening. Hope everyone's having a great weekend or a great week or day or evening whenever you choose to listen to the show. But we got co-host Darius, we got also Ed, and we have Cedric. And Cedric has a very special guest that he would like to introduce right now. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it off to Cedric right now.
Well, hello, everybody. Our next special guest here is a good friend of mine, known for a very, very long time, very successful person, good friend, UFC fighter, no further than less. It would be Mr. Corey Anderson.
What's going on, folks?
Not a whole lot. We're glad that you took the time to be on the show this evening. So go ahead, Cedric, go ahead and kick it off with a few questions.
Okay, Corey, like I said, know each other for a long time. Know you were a very successful wrestler over at Hananiga. Where did you know that you wanted to be in sport of wrestling or mixed martial arts?
I wrestled since third grade, but I really didn't know I wanted to be there until like my junior year in high school. And in martial arts, it was the first time I trained after college wrestling. You know, I always denied it. All through college, people kept telling me I should try it out, check it out, give it a try. You know, just something I never really wanted to do. And then after I took second in the country, I fell short of getting the gold, being the best. And it's like I wanted to find something that can fill that void again. I was about to do the Olympic trials and the Junior Olympic stuff. And my wrestling coach at the time was Ben Askren and took me to the gym in Milwaukee. And first time I trained it and put my hands on somebody else and they would like slam them and punch them, kind of get that feeling of beating somebody up again and proving my dominance. That's when I like fell in love with MMA. It's been all go since then.
Yeah, it's like when you mentioned that, it's kind of like I would assume that you probably have like an instinct that's like more unique to like, you know, like us, for example, on the show, because I don't have that level of an instinct. So is it like something that just kind of like just like in like embodied in you? You know, for the type of sports of like fighting, whether it's boxing or mixed martial arts or wrestling or anything. I mean, is that something that you're kind of probably born with?
No, I mean, I wouldn't say you're born with it necessarily, but it depends on what sports you play growing up, what sports you grow to. So being a wrestler, I did all of them growing up, but again, the one I took to the most was the one where I can be the best depending on my own performance. So as you get older, as I got older, I started to tend to draw towards things that was more success based off myself. You know, my job position would be I I do well depending on how well I perform, not depending on how well the whole tournament performed for the whole team when I was a college wrestling coach. If my heavyweights did well, the upper weight is because of how well I coached, not because of how well the other coaches did the job. When I was a supervisor at a trucking company, it was how well I did my job as weights and research, not how well the rest of the company performed, which depended on my pay. That's just the way my mindset always been. I'm not a selfish person by any means. I'm willing to help other people out at any time, but for me to be successful and for my success, I like to depend on myself and not have to worry about if somebody else going to do their job for me.
No, that makes complete sense and stuff. I'm kind of in the same boat with that type of perspective, especially with, with my job and stuff. I do like to have all the control, and I do like to say that I don't want to have to rely on anybody else for somebody else slipping or whatever, because that can happen. That happens, especially like in a corporate atmosphere or anything like that. That can happen all the damn time. So, I mean, I definitely do. I can relate with that and actually definitely respect that. What do you got for a question, Darius?
Hey, Corey, I know you were saying like you went and trained in Milwaukee. Like, what facility did you train up there?
Rufus.
I mean, where at? And like who with? Was that with like Pettis or something?
Yeah, it was the Rufus Sports MMA where Pettis brothers and Ben Askren, Eric Koch, there was a bunch of different UFC guys there at the time. On the mat with those top level guys, it was kind of like it was either going to be make or break right then and there.
Yeah, that's a real successful camp and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and kick it back to Sid. What other questions do you have?
Okay, second question for you, Corey, would be, knowing that you're from the small area, what is the impact like coming back home? Talking to the youth or just being out in public, has it been different or has it been the same since you graduated high school?
I mean, it's been different for myself because I carry myself different. And I make a different impact when I come back and speak to kids or when the kids see me at the ice cream shop or whatever with my nieces and nephews and ask questions. You can see it enlighten them to see somebody from such a small town to make it. And I would wish I could say drastically the fact that people seeing that I can make it change the impact and the trajectory of the kids in that area. But it's like when you're there, everybody seems to make like it made a change because you're there, they talking to you. When you leave and you still pay attention on social media or call back and ask teachers or coaches how things are going, it's sad to see that people are still in the same way that they always were. And that comes from your parents. If your parents grew up that way, they're going to raise you to grow that way, and the teacher's going to show you the same thing. It's just hard for people to break that mold that they've always had, and that's what made me different. I broke the mold. I didn't do the things everybody else did. In Hananiga especially, it was on the weekends. I mean, it's a small town. So you're going to go party, you're going to do drugs, you're going to drink. People was drinking like 12, 13 years old when I was in middle school. I remember they would take class trips and people were in the bathroom doing drugs or whatever. And I never did that. I never went to the parties in high school. I stayed to my own and did what I did. I worked hard. I worked for my father. And, I didn't want to be like everybody else. I didn't know what I was going to do at the time. But I knew I wasn't going to be like the rest of the kids. I wasn't going to be one stuck on drugs, and I wasn't going to be known for being an alcoholic. And I know so many people I went to school with that has passed now from overdose, or they still stuck there and they just drunks, or I go home, I can go visit the Whiffle Tree or Jimmy's E's or whatever bar locally, and I know the same person that was there when I was in college, he's still going to be in that same chair right now at a certain time on the weekend because that's his norm. That's what he got accustomed to, and that's his mold. And a lot of people fall into that same trap. So the impact I wish I could have left for people when they see it is like if you just be different. Be different, you can be great. But everybody want to fit in. That's the problem with the world today. And everything in the world. Everybody want to be accepted to what the circle of people around you do. You don't want to be that kid in high school or in school that's getting picked on and made fun of because you're different. So everybody fall into the trap of what the popular people do. So my impact, I guess, I can't really say I left one. I don't think it changed because Rockton and that whole tri-area, South Beloit, Roscoe, Rockton is all the same with the kids. You go back, it's the same people trying to be, the same group of people trying to be the coolest. Jocks leave the parties, and the posers want to smoke and drink with the jocks, and they want to be popular, they want to be known. It's sad. No need to come home much anymore. I don't care to go home anymore as much because it's never going to change. Same.
Yeah, I mean, I do
Yeah,
agree with you.
that's so true.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I agree that people are kind of like locked into that whole thing, you know, especially like your parents and stuff. It's like people that we grew up in high school. You know, some of those parents are like, you know, basically just throwing off the same things that they used to do in high school to their kids. And in essence, their kids are basically the same person that we went to high school with, the same traits and everything. You know, so I mean, it is crazy how that happens.
The worst part is that when you got to think in our age group, when we was in high school, I mean, it happened back when our parents were in school too, but not as much. Kids was getting pregnant in high school. But by the time we was in high school, it was like known that 33% of your classmates is going to be pregnant by the senior year. So you got to think, by the time they graduate, they got a kid. So their kid is only 15, 16, 17 years younger than them. So by the time they are 21 legal age, they going out living their youth. By that time, your kid is 4 or 5 years old, so your kid sees that. You know, you might try to put them in the room or have a babysitter. When you pick them up and they come home and see the alcohol or the leftover residue or whatever you did, find a marijuana blunt roach or something, and they start asking questions. Now the kids got Google, and they learning in school. They're like, well, if my parents did it, I think it's okay for you to do it. As for my generation, my parents were, when I was in high school, my parents were 40-something. You know, so my parents are living an adult, responsible life. So I was taught that you go to work. If you don't work, you don't eat. You don't do drugs. You don't drink. Stuff like that. So I picked that up. And I can see that's what was different because the kids I hung out with and the kids in my high school, a lot of their parents were 31, 33. They were super young. So they were doing the same things their parents would do. They would get the pills from their parents' cabinet or stealing stuff from their parents' purse. I didn't have that opportunity because my parents didn't present those things to me. I never was exposed to those things.
Yeah, exactly. Again, we got Corey Anderson on our show today, and we're definitely appreciative and excited for him taking the time to speak with us. Go ahead, Ed. Do you have a question?
Yeah, definitely. Well, hey, Corey, I think you had given us some wise words, man. We all from that area, obviously, and you're right. A lot of people kind of get stuck in their zone. So we commend you for breaking that mold and, you know, getting out and doing your thing. But with that being said, I got two questions for you. The first one is, how much does your diet kind of play into, you know, your training and being successful in MMA? And then the second thing is, how do you interact with people just out in the streets? Because I know a lot of people, when they know that you're a professional fighter, sometimes they may try to pick a fight with you and stuff like that. So is it just a different degree of discipline that you have to have?
It's just you hear people say it all the time, health is wealth. You know, not just for fighting in life, period. You know, and I try to put that in my family. Like, especially being black, you know, we all grew up, we go from the slavery days, and it was taught to eat soul food from the slop and the scraps they was given. They say that trait passed down to us throughout the years, and then we all, you know, collard greens, macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, all the stuff that's not healthy for you. Now with the vegan movement and vegetarian, you learn out so many more health facts and this and that. But the thing is, you take a little bit of all of it. You can have a little bit of soul food here and there. You know, everybody got cheat meals, especially now with the fitness movement. Everybody want to be fit. Everybody doing CrossFit. Everybody doing meal preps. Everybody doing fasting. There's all these different ways to stay healthy. You just got to find your equal balance and what works for you. And as for me, in camp, you know, it's 100%. I got to stay clean eating the whole time. I can't really afford cheat meals because that one cheat meal can throw off all the hard work I did that whole week. When I'm not in camp, for the most part, I still eat pretty clean as I can while I'm out of camp. So when I'm training, I still feel pretty good. And there's some people that they don't take care of their body in the camp. There's some people that don't take care of their body outside of camp. And it pays. But for me, I like to eat healthy, as healthy as I can. For the most time, I'm walking around the earth because that way, at any time, I can take a fight. When I go to the gym, I've always feel good. I wake up in the morning ready to grind. I don't wake up feeling sluggish, like, oh, I don't want to do nothing today because I ate like crap. If my body is eating well, my health is well. You know, that wealth is how good I'm going to feel. How good am I going to perform? So all that is important. And as for the second question, like being approached by different people in the street, whatever, I just act like I'm just like one of them. You know, if somebody try to fight me, now that's different. I got to turn the cheek. You got to walk away, you know, or I just let somebody else step in between. One of my boys with me, they usually know Corey ain't finna get into this, so they going to step in between and make sure they push the person away or kind of intercept the conversation and just take me somewhere else, you know, just to keep me away from that. Because somebody going to try to sneak shot me at some point and try to pull it out of me. It's just my job to stay professional. Just like I'm a professional fighter in the cage, I got to be professional in the street to know if I do something like that, that's just going to be a headline waiting to happen. I can't allow that to happen. I got to do everything I can to deflect this situation, you know? So that's it. Just got to be professional at all times. In and out of the cage, present myself the way where if my parents hear about it, they're going to be proud. Not the fact they're going to call me and say, why did you do that? You know?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because the last thing I think anybody wants to do is disappoint their parents. You know, especially like with me, that's like the worst. That's like the worst thing I could ever do. You know, I definitely don't want family members to think of me doing, doing some stupid stuff. You know, whether getting in a fight or doing something where I'm like on the news or some stuff. You know, that would hurt me worse than the actual crime itself or whatever they're going to do to me after that point. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is hard. You know. I mean, especially with your level, you know, of being an MMA fighter. I mean, what are you? You're the 5th ranked light heavyweight in the country right now. In the world. Well, see, yeah, he corrected me. I mean, I'm sorry. No, the world. So, I mean, that's a lot to say about that. You know, I mean that to me. That's just a very, very just impressive. But I can imagine some idiots and stuff sitting there trying to just say something to you or whatever the case may be. You know, trying to pick fights. You know, you might be somebody got like a little liquid courage in them at that moment and stuff, and they think, you know, just because they watch UFC or they watched a few Rocky movies or something that they can go on and fight somebody that's actually, you know, that's like legit and real. You know, there's always that guy. You know. You got any more questions, Cedric?
Well, then my another question to you, Corey, if I haven't told you, congratulations on being a father. I know you had your son about a year now?
Yeah.
How has that changed your routine daily, being a parent and your fighting schedule?
I mean, that definitely makes it a lot tougher nowadays. Because before, when you didn't have that, I can get up and go train whenever I want. I don't have to worry about nothing but myself and my wife. My wife fought as well, so she understands the gym grind. She knows when I get up to go and I pack that bag, it's time to go. There's no, but what about this? No, what about that? Do this instead. It's time to get to the gym. You know, I definitely trained a lot more before I had a son, but now having a son and my wife got a job and we don't have any family out here. We're 14 hours away from the nearest family, so it's kind of like just hustling and bustling between me and her. So when she at work, I'm on dad duty. And so when I get in camp, we start trusting a couple people to watch them here and there for us. For the most part, I'm on dad duty. At the same time, just like the mold I try to set for back home, everything I do with training, when I go, I got to make the training count, especially if he's at the gym watching or he sees me getting up in the morning. If he's up already sitting there playing in the bed and I'm waking up, I got to get up and get to it. Because as he get older, he's going to realize, I remember my dad, every time he got up out of bed, he got straight to work. He didn't get around and just lay around the house and be a bum. You know, if I see my dad being a bum his whole life, well, as I get older, I'm going to think that's okay. So I want him to see, as I get up every day, he knows daddy going to work. If mama got to get up and go to work, I'm in the basement working out. I tell him to put him in his little walker down here in the basement. I keep an eye on him while I'm working out. He'll see I'm working out, and he's watching me. Now I see when I start shadow boxing, he starts throwing his hands in the air. He don't know what he's doing, but kids do what they see, not what you tell them right now at a young age. So as long as he sees what daddy's doing, always working hard, hopefully that grows to him and it sticks to him as he grows older. You know, if I work hard, I get what I want. Nothing's going to be given. So I think that's been one of the biggest impacts in my career. To not only am I doing it for myself, but now I got to do it and remember somebody always watching. To set a good example for him to know what to be.
See, that's very, very wise because I mean, just like with people, some people like live off the system. You know, is like and then the next set of kids they come along, they think that's the only way to live. I mean, we got like especially like with our people, we got people like generations like living off the system because that's all they know. because their parents did it and their grandparents did it before them. And it's kind of like part of this status quo and stuff for that family, so you're absolutely right in that, because, being a parent, because I mean, I have 3 children myself, but I always show them that, that you got to work hard, and you can't give up. And there's going to be things and stuff that might not go your way, but you got to just like knock that dust off your shoulder. You just got to keep on pushing, it's like my oldest kids, they think I'm Superman, and there's like there's a lot of days where I wasn't feeling so super, but I had to keep on pushing just to let them know. Several damn days. I'm like, man, this shit sucks. but my kids are watching, so I got to put on this act. And okay, this is what we got to do. And they're like looking at me like, man, there's nothing that Dad can't go out and do. Look at him. So I mean, it is all about that impression. I mean, action, especially with children. They're watching you move and do this and that. That resonates more with the child than you actually just telling them. They have to see it, or more so than the words.
I'm just going to ask you, Corey, like, while you're training, is there anything you listen to in particular to get your mood up and stuff, like certain type of music or maybe sermons or anything like that? What do you, kind of vibe off to when you're training?
I mean, it's different stages in my training. It's different stages in my life. It depends on what I'm going through. Coming off the last fight, I usually tend to get to more of the, I think, how do you break it down? It's more hip hop, but not like the storytelling, like Jay-Z, J. Cole, and them, they still telling the story. I get more to like the old Trick Daddy and the Nook, if you bug, kind of the angry rap, angry hip hop. That's like I'm ready.
Yeah. Right.
But when I'm in camp, like all throughout the last camp, it was funk. The 80s James Brown radio. Every time somebody got in my car, like, you always listen to this. Like, I'm just in a funky mood, baby. It's been the same thing for the last 2-3 camps. It's just my mindset. Everything is cool. I'm like a soul brother. I walked out to, I can't remember the brother, Tom and something, but hold on. I'm coming. That's my mindset. I'm just in that
Sam and Dave.
There you go, Sam and time. There you go, Sam and Dave. Yeah, I'm in the funk mood right now. I'm vibing. My James Brown. You can't stop me. The funk don't quit. I'm out here grinding, and that's just was my mindset in those camps. I'm feeling good. Yeah. I'm gonna have feel good music. I'm not gonna have an angry mindset. The music you listen to sets your mind. So I'm feeling good. I look good. I feel good. I fight good. So I'm gonna listen to that soul. That's good music for your soul. Something that keep me vibing. I'm dancing in practice. There's nothing that's gonna get me off my vibe. I'm smiling. I'm happy. And it depends. If I'm doing a hard cardio workout, I find like a turn playlist, something where the beat gonna be hard. So I gotta pedal hard. If I'm doing the bike, I want to be stand up pedaling. If I'm running sprints, I gotta have my steps matching the beat. If it's a fast beat, I gotta be running fast. If I'm hitting the bag, I want to have my heart rate racing with the beat. So I gotta do my hands the same way, pushing the pace, push the pace. It just all depends on where I'm at, and what I'm doing.
See, I think if I was in your type of profession, I think I'd probably be listening to Wu-Tang Clan 24/7. I think that's all I would need.
At a point, I used to always listen to, in the beginning, I used to listen to that hard stuff like that. I'm about to sock it to you type of stuff. But at the same time, you realize at the end of camp, if your mind has been set on that mode the whole 15, 8 weeks, whatever it is, you kind of burn yourself out because at all times you amped up, you wired up. You ain't never reserving your energy. You always fired up on the edge, ready to go. And when it comes time to fight, you kind of like, you make weight and then you're trying to recover and you just feel very drained. There's actually a teammate of mine that told me that he came in my hotel room fight week in Vegas and he shut my computer. I'm like, what you doing? He's like, bro, you've been listening to this all camp. He said, we got to switch it up. You got to start changing your music up to your mood. Right now, you relaxing. You in your hotel room relaxing. So put relaxing music on. That's going to help you sleep. Just riding in the car, going to training, you need to get your mind prepared. So whatever your mindset is on, get the music to match your mood. So that way, when you get in there, you don't burn all your energy out. But every time I listen to you, got that old Chicago or St. Louis, that nitty-gritty, the nitty-gritty music on. It's like you can tell that's your mindset. You always amped up. And after he told me that, it made sense. Like if I need to be relaxed, I got to put relaxing music on. Like you don't go do yoga or get a massage and they put crunk music on. No.
Well,
They put that
no, actually, you're making 110% sense because my training regimen would ultimately suck because I'd be wore out like in week 2 of training because I didn't been wooed out and shit for
You gotta protect your neck. You gotta protect your neck.
I would be asked. They'll be like, why did you lose, Troy? I'm like, I listened to too much Wu-Tang.
But you would have to put that ice cream by Wu
Shit, I don't even know if that would work, man.
Oh, that's talking about birds, so that would work.
But you can't be messing with no birds during training and stuff. See, I would be effed. Yes, I would. Why'd you lose, Troy? Too many birds and too much Wu-Tang. All right, well, let's go ahead. Cedric, you got one more question.
Yeah, so Corey, knowing that I talk to you on occasion and stuff like that, I've never really got into detail about things, but how do you deal with wins and losses? What's the difference between your wins and losses, and how do you prepare to, for the next fight?
I deal with them both the same, victory or defeat. That's the thing. A lot of people, they get victories, they get high-headed, they think they big-headed. You can't tell them nothing. And that's when they start having a downfall. You get some people that lose and they kind of get super hard on themselves, and still you can't tell them nothing because they defeated their own self. You lost, but you didn't lose at all. It's still time to fight and come back and get better. I know people when they lose, they start beating themselves up. It's like, you told me that last camp, it didn't work. And right then, they got a negative mindset, so they'll never lose, they'll never learn. They're gonna keep losing. I use, for example, in November I knocked Johnny Walker out, and we talked in the back, and nothing. Everybody think the things I was saying was like I was coming at Johnny Walker. No, I was saying he never owned up to his loss. He lost. We talked in the back. I told him, keep your head up, man. You're young. It's your first loss in the UFC, but you're still dangerous. You bounce back the next one. We can have a rematch in like 2 weeks. And he was like, yeah, you're right. I can be the greatest, blah, blah, blah. Then he went to social media and he made all kinds of excuses why he lost to me. It was his coaches. It was his training. He never felt good. And throughout the whole camp, he used that same excuse. Every time the media said something, he would say again, I felt this, it was that, instead of just saying, I feel like if he would have just said, Corey beat me that day, but I'm going to come back better. Fight this weekend, and he lost again. And now the media is on him like, oh, Corey broke it. Corey took his will. Corey took his heart. Johnny Walker is a nobody now, blah, blah, blah. And now the people is against him. And that's when you get a real bad attitude. It's going to be hard to come back from that because you had all these excuses trying to make yourself feel like nothing went wrong. You just got caught. You still the greatest instead of learning from it. And now when he gets back to the gym, he's going to see all the fans he thought he had started turning on him. It's hard to get back from that. I've seen it. I've been there a little bit myself. It's hard to come back from that when the people you thought had your back turn. So my mindset is when I win, I come back to the gym as humble as ever. I come back in ready to learn from my coaches, from my teammates. The next day I'm in the gym the same way I did before. And if I lose, I'm really going to come in willing to learn and listen because these people have been there. I got teammates that's been world champions. So if they've been there before, they can help me to get there too. So what is it I need to do? I'm still asking questions. After every practice, whatever coach is in the room, first thing I ask him is, what do I need to work on? What did I do good and what did I do bad? So I go home and I work on these things. But a lot of guys like, you can't tell me that I won and you lost your last fight. All right, now you're going to lose 3 in a row. Now what happened? Now you need some help, but not nobody want to help you because you didn't listen the first time. So like I said, the victories and defeats, I treat them the same. Every day I go to the gym just trying to be 1% better today than I was yesterday.
That's a great mindset to have for that. What do you got for a question, Ed?
Yeah, I just have one question, like around like the long term goal for you. Once you because you're still in your prime, but later on, had you thought about like marketing as far as like getting into movies or starting your own gym sometime in the future? Or I see a lot of MMA fighters getting into wrestling and stuff. I know it's kind of early right now, but do you start planning for that stuff now, or is this something you maybe want to focus on later?
And I went to school for business. I went to Whitewater, and I was in the business program. So we always learn. You always got to have a plan B. A lot of fighters out here think fighting is it. They're going to fight forever and they're going to make all this money, but they don't realize when we're done, there's no benefits to fighting. They don't have a 401k. There's nothing that the UFC gives us in this game. So you got to learn how to do this on your own. So as for me, before I got into fighting, the plan was to be a businessman. But I ended up being good at something that helped me get the money faster to save up to get to the exit plan. So since day one in this game, I've been fighting to reach the exit plan. I want to be the best in this yet. And all the money I'm making is going to a bank account and being invested in the exit plan, in the after. Not what I'm doing now. I don't spend money now trying to live a glamorous life. All my money is ready for when I'm done with fighting, we jump right into the next thing. Right, heading back on the road to Jersey from Kentucky because I was in Kentucky doing stuff for my hunting show. You know, I got a hunting platform I'm building, and in the hunting industry, there's a lot of money there. And that's something I enjoy. That's my escape, going in the woods, hunting, fishing, being in the outdoors. So I'm in business, a hunting show as that. So right now, I'm getting my beak wet. I'm getting my toes wet. I'm dipping my toes in the pool, figuring out how cold the water is and how to heat it up. What I got to do, when I'm done fighting, I can jump right into it, and I'm already at the top. You know, I just like I was in fighting, I left the game at the top of fighting. I can jump into this hunting game at the top. And also, I'm working on getting my gym and stuff going, getting the ball rolling. Next week, I have to go look at properties for my home where I plan on opening the gym. Then we're going to search around for buildings and stuff to get the gym going. And if I can get that market started right now, when I exit from fighting, my name will be big enough that everybody will want to train underneath me when I go back and take over my own gym.
That's very, very good. And definitely, especially with the hunting and stuff, I have looked at those. I mean, see, I'm not much of a hunter. I kind of like the end process and stuff where it's like the meat's already wrapped up and all that type of stuff for myself anyways. But yeah, I mean, hunting, maybe that'll be something I try and hop into sooner or later in my life. But let's go ahead and do this. We got Corey Anderson here on the Knights of the Sound Table. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we're going to be back here in a few minutes.
An actual invitation. Seems I'm the only one. I still haven't met Mr.
Troy Hill.
No one's met him. They say he's third cousin to the Kaiser and second cousin to the devil.
I'm afraid I haven't been a very good host on sport.
Yeah, Khaled, I see you, nigga. Showbiz, born law. Yeah.
I'm Troy Hill.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck about your faults or mishaps, nigga. We from the Bronx, New York. Shit happens. Kids clapping. Love to spark the place. Half the niggas in the squad got a scar on their face. It's a cold world and this is ice. Half a meal for the charm, nigga. This is life. Got the Phantom in front of the building, Trinity, yeah. 10 years been legit, they still figure me bad.
Mario Sport, I thought you knew. That's Troy Hill.
Hit you with no delaying, so what you saying, yo? Silly with my 9 milli with the dilly, yo. When I be on the mic, yes, I do my duty, yo. While up in the club like we wild in the studio. You don't wanna violate, nigga, really and truly, yo. My main thug, nigga named Julio, he moody, yo. Type of nigga that'll slap you with the tulio. Bitch, nigga scared to death, act fruity, yo. Fuck that, look at shorty, she a little cutie, yo. The way she shake it make me wanna get all in the booty, yo. Top mistress in the banging bitches and videos. While I'm with my freak like we up in the freak shows. Hit you with the shit, make you feel it all in your toes. Hot shit, got all you niggas in wet clothes. Styling my metaphors when I formulate my flows. If you don't know, you fucking with lyrical player pros like that. Do you really wanna party with me? Let me see just what you got for me. Put all your hands where my eyes can see. Straight buck wildin' in the place to be. If you really wanna party with me, let me see just what you got for me.
You're the man, you're number one. Champ, the best of all time. The girls love you, men, old people love you, young people love you. You're the best, you're the man. It's yours, it's yours, it's yours. I want you to show them who you are tonight. Show them who you are tonight.
My God, that's Troy Hill.
Out of bail, fresh out of jail, California dreaming. Soon as I step on the scene, I'm hearing hoochie screaming. Painted for money and alcohol, the life of a West Side player with Cali and strong ball. Only in Cali will we riot, not rallies a living die. In LA we wear chucks, not valleys. That's right. Dressed in loafs and khaki suits and ride is what we do. Flossing with half caution, we collide with other blues players because we programs. Worldwide, let them recognize from Long Beach to Rose Ranch. Pumping and grinding like a slow jam. It's West Side, so you know it won't bow down to no man. Say what you say, or give me that bar beat from Drake. Let me serenade the streets of LA. From Oakland and Sacktown, the Bay Area and back down. Cali is ready, put they back down. Give me love.
That's Troy Hill.
Give me all the chicken heads from Pasadena to Medina. Bet big, get in between your dentures. Keep the prognosis, doses, blends and bends like Twizzlers. Biggest fitting to hurt, what's under that skirt? Who filling them with octane? Got them gassed up, about to get blasted up, son. The last one, word the mother, brother, miss him. I seen him when he kissed him at the wake, made his body shit. The high guy in 850 eyes, smoke tint, rap terror, 4 chrome and terror. Street five by deliverance, the fifth is conspicuous. Bad boy slipped in 95, ridiculous. My rap lines is like landmines. One step, kaboom, black suits fill the room. To whom it may concern, Junior Mafia's the click. Act up, I have my honeys total bustle.
That's right. Why would it come back now?
The perfect weapon.
Man, I can't get to sleep. You know, sitting here watching Comedy Central at 2 a.m, bills piling up. You know, I got to find a new career. Like, what? Man, what can I do?
Well, what the fuck are you sitting there looking at the goddamn TV at 2 o'clock in the morning? This is WellTech USA. Everybody's talking about it. You get a job 2 weeks after the program's over. Guaranteed or your money back. You're sitting there laughing watching Comedy Central, knowing damn well you're going to cry in a few minutes when Sarah McLachlan shows up with them sad-ass animals. They had a pencil on a yak's forehead in the last commercial.
I wonder what trades and skills they offer.
Shit, you know skills, motherfucker. Skills and trades. Put your ass to work. 89% job placement. Program 4 weeks long. You'll have a job in 3 weeks, max, or your money back. 75% job placement.
Man, WellTech does sound really good. You know, 92% job placement. But then he said 89% job placement. And then he ended up going down to 75% job placement. What's up with that?
It's simple math, motherfucker. Don't be questioning me. 95% job placement. Our 6-week program, I guarantee you start our 6-week program, you'll be off to work 1 week after the program's over, or your money's back.
Man, so this dude's telling me after 1 week I get a job and it'd be 95% job placement? WellTech does sound amazing.
It is amazing, motherfucker. Get off your ass and pick up your damn phone. Call WellTech USA, offering the best skilled trade jobs in the country right now. With our 1-month program, you'll get a job within 2 weeks. We only accept money orders.
And I wonder, is WellTech an accredited university?
Currently accredited in 32 of the 50 states in America. 32? Who knows? Now I'm telling you right now, you can get a job right now in 3 days with our 5-week program, 93% job placement.
Well, shit, motherfucker, what's the damn number?
I'm glad you finally fucking asked. Now you're sitting there thinking with your skull. The number is 1-888-245-1753-4.
Hold on, man. That's too many numbers.
The number again is 1-800-372-4567. Call today. WellTech USA. Join our program and get paid. The women will dig you. You'll get laid. WellTech. What you waiting for, motherfucker?
And welcome back, Knights of the Sound Table. We have very special guest Corey Anderson on our show, 5th ranked light heavyweight contender of the world in the UFC. See there, Corey? I said the world this time. So not in the country, in the world.
Yeah.
So, you know, but it's definitely been a great time. Seth, go ahead and throw out another question.
Question is, when you come home, what are your rituals? I mean, I know you attend church with your parents and, you know, you do a couple things, you know, for the kids. But outside of that, what do you do? And by the way, we still have to go out for sushi the next time we meet, too.
For sure. But my main thing when I come home now is family, man. You know, when you grow up, you try to do everything you can to stay away from your parents. You know, your parents are always kind of nagging at you, trying to give you chores or something. And I remember coming home from college, and I would come home from school. I would get home like Friday night, and I don't think I would see my parents again. I'd go to church and then go straight from church back to school because I just try to stay away from my parents. And now that I'm older and I know friends that have lost their family, their parents throughout life, and you can see how sad they are. Like, especially when my mom comes visit me at the gym. She comes to Jersey and visit. I got team at the point like, man, cherish that. I miss my mom, blah, blah, blah. Young kids, just things happening. They lost their parents young or their mother or their father. And now I cherish those moments. So when I go home, I pretty much spend the whole time with my family. If I do like a viewing party or after fight party somewhere, and I make sure my whole family, my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, anybody in the area, I make sure they come and they take care of first. Make sure the bar, make sure they tab everything on me. Anything for my family, they want it, I got it. So I'm big on that. I want my family with everything. If I fight, wherever it is, if I got to pay, whatever it is, try to get it where they can come. Get them discounts on the tickets, or if they can't afford it, man, my mom worked it out. We get all the family there. I love having my family around, but other than that, I'll try to do, like I said, I always try to do a little fight party, my appreciation for the hometown. You know, I could go to Chicago and do something. I can go to Springfield or St. Louis and do something in a big crowd and get a lot of money for it. But when I first got into the game, I said that when I make it, you make it. And what that means is when I make it, those that supported me to help me get here, when I make it, I'm going to come back and show my appreciation to you guys. So I do like RBI parties or Onyx or wherever it is. Whatever is available, districts, and I throw like a little event where I order a bunch of food, buffet style, get free drink tickets for like the first 200 people or first 200 drinks, and all that. And I make a Facebook post like, yo, guys, I'm back in town. Meet me tonight at such and such. They got fights on. I'll be there with my family. And the first 100 and some people that come in, you get free drinks, whatever it is.
Let's go ahead and kick it over to Edward.
Now, this is just more of a personal question, Corey. Because I know you have probably traveled and seen a lot of things. What would you say, like, your favorite city to visit, you know, whether it be vacation with your family or whatever? What's some of the, you know, the best cities that you've been to?
Let's see. City in the U.S., I'll say Vegas. You know, I love Vegas. More of a vacation spot. It's always something going on. It's always good energy. You know, me and my wife love going to Vegas, whether it's fighting, they go to watch fights, or I go out to the train. I love being in Vegas. As for worldly, I would say the best place I visited was Hamburg, Germany. I mean, it was actually right where the Nazis bombed, or they bombed the Nazis or whatever, and they rebuilt it up. It's just a beautiful place now. We didn't get to enjoy it like we wanted to because my wife was in the first trimester of pregnancy when she went out there for the fight, and she was real sick the whole time. But the things we did get to see and the time I spent there with the team training for my fight, it was awesome. You know, it was amazing. Beautiful views. The people were nice. It was definitely somewhere I can go back to again.
Let's go ahead and kick it over to Darius. What other questions do you have?
Hey, Corey, I was just going to ask you, what would you say would be probably one of your best hunting experiences?
They both were in Canada. There's two of them. They tied. One of them I did with my father, and the other one I did last year by myself. So the first time I went to British Columbia, Vancouver Island, me and my father went out there for a bear hunt. Black bear, you know, a lot of people frown upon it because even us at the time, I didn't know you can eat bear. The thing is, I won't kill anything like you can't eat. A lot of people in the world don't know that, so they think we're out there trophy hunting. And seeing that my father got me into hunting, I remember since I was like 3 or 4 years old, walking the train tracks with my brother and my dad hunting rabbit is how I got introduced to hunting. So as I got older on my own and ventured out, I realized there's a lot more things you can hunt than rabbit. And I showed a lot of that to my dad. And somebody sponsored me to go out and hunt in Canada on his outfitting, and I could bring my father. So that was a great memory for me to be able to reenact something like walking with my father, doing it with my father as an adult, somewhere where he probably would have never went if I never got the invite, and to bring him there with me, and we both to harvest huge black bears together and get pictures of that that's posted over the internet. You know, that was awesome for me. And then last year, going back to Canada and getting the biggest buck of my life and a big old trophy, 11-point, with being able to see moose and different things I never even imagined seeing while I was hunting. I mean, that was also one of my top experiences.
Yeah, great. And Canada, Canada's a great place too. I love that. I love going visiting there. Let's see. What do you got, Cedric?
Okay, so my question be something back home. What are your favorite go-to places for food? Like, you know, us Captain Galleys or, you know, at-home place. What are your favorite at-home places, or even in Jersey where you stay? What are your go-to places that you
used to be, they changed it like this year. I think last time I went home, they stopped doing it. But in Rockton, there's this place called Fibs, Friends in Business. And every Monday night, all through high school, through college, and halfway through my UFC career, I come home. I made sure I was home on a Monday so I can go there and get all-you-can-eat chicken wings, fire, banging. I used to love when me and my boys used to go there every Monday night. My parents would meet us there. We smashed wings all night. They was closed. They stopped doing that now. As for sushi, I have to go to Mark's Fusion, you know, even though he is barely ever open down in Rockford, because he's always on vacation or something, but them sushi rolls are fire, big, banging. He always has some special stuff, some sauces that he made in the back that set him on point. And if I want to get greasy, I got to go to Uncle Nick's. Got to go get me a gyro, big old gyro, baby.
Oh,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
The hero is just it's a treasure. I love that damn sandwich. And unfortunately, like here in Texas, you cannot find a legitimate one for nothing, you know, and it's like I dream of just being back home and just getting one somewhere at a place that I grew up with, you know, because it's just a great damn sandwich. Let's see. I mean, you really don't pay attention to TV that much, which is a good thing because it acquires time and stuff. I'm kind of the same way. Outside of MMA and hunting and things of that nature, what do you call like a relaxing? I mean, like something that you do to just relax and just kind of like kick back and keep your mind off of everything and just kind of just like focus more on you at that time. It doesn't require like working out and things like that.
Hang out with my family. Spend time with my son. That's the biggest thing in my life. Because I got so much going on. I'm always on the road, or I'm always training, especially after camp. The biggest thing for me is spending in that lost time with my son. I don't want him getting older when he remembering things and talking, and he start remembering Daddy didn't spend much time with him. You know, as for me, that's my childhood. My dad was the same way. He always worked. He instilled it in us. I always seen that about my father. He always worked, which is where I got it from. But you go back and my dad didn't teach me to play baseball. My dad didn't teach me how to shoot the basketball. My dad didn't teach me how to like ride a bike and stuff. My cousins and my brothers and everybody, my older siblings taught me that stuff. But my dad taught me how to work. And I thank him for that. But at the same time, I want to have those memories with my son. Because I remember growing up, there for my son. The free time I had, I spent with my son. I consider him my best friend now. You know, we play. I can get him to smile and laugh at Daddy and take him outside. He see me shooting the bow or see me working on somewhere, see me dribbling the basketball, throwing the football in the air, catching the baseball or whatever it is, just so he can see that. So as he get older, he can ask, Dad, can you show me how to do that? Or how'd you do that? Or he just his own.
No, see, that's great. You know, it's great because like we said earlier in the show, it's like those actions and things, they resonate, and especially for a child once they get older, you know, and then they kind of like start kind of like imprinting in their own brain that this is the way I'm supposed to be when I get older, you know, keep, so that is a really good thing. You got any additional questions?
Give us your ways for people to reach out to you. Like, what's your Instagram information and different platforms we can find you on? Because I really want to, try to push your brand as much as possible.
My Instagram and Twitter is Corey _MMA. That's COREY, the letter A_MMA. Facebook is just Corey Anderson. Ain't none of my stuff private. My Facebook is a picture of me, my wife, and my son. Instagram and Twitter is me in the fight. And my email is through my Instagram as well. Like I said, I try to get back to as many people as I can and try to get to all of them. Usually, a lot of people are just talking a lot of trash in a direct message or talking nonsense. So, at the same time, you got to remember my request box has over 100, maybe more, just at 99 plus. So every day it reloads and Facebook friend requests. I got over thousands of untouched friend requests. It's just hard to get to everybody in the request box.
Well, if you ever get a chance, give us a follow on our page, the Nights at the Sound Table podcast page and stuff over on Facebook. And I've already sent you a follow request on Instagram with our page over there. Fortunately, we're just about out of time. Again, we had the pleasure of having Corey Anderson on our show this evening. Also, we got Cedric, Ed, and Darius. Do you have any final words to the people, Darius?
My final words to the people is to stay safe out here because we don't really know what's going on with this coronavirus and stuff like that, but still live your life. Don't be scared of it or anything like that. Don't over panic as a lot of people are doing, but definitely consider, it is real and stuff too. So, but just, thank you for listening. Have a good night, and just much love to you.
Okay, what we got with Ed? What you gonna say to the people tonight, Ed?
Stay positive, stay in good spirits, eat fresh fruit, of course, and keep it going. Keep striving in life and giving it 100%.
Okay, and what do you have, Cedric?
Tell everybody thank you for everything they could do for us. Thanks for all the listeners. Stay focused on your health. Like Corey said, health is wealth. Be proactive, and make sure that you're taking care of all your loved ones and everybody around you.
Okay, great. And what do you got to say to the people, Corey?
One, I want to say thank you to everybody who follows me and supports me. I want to say thank you to anybody that joins over and want to be a follower and supporter after listening to this podcast. I want to thank you guys for having me on and give me another platform to open up and share my story and a little bit about myself. And also, like Darius was saying, everybody be safe out here. Don't overreact. But the biggest thing is wash your hands and clean your ass. I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people about coronavirus. And I go to the gym and I see them go to the bathroom and walk out without washing your hands. Then you're gonna go complain about this corona stuff. You're part of the statistics. A lot of people are here worried about toilet paper now and hand wipes and soap. You should have had all that stuff from the get-go. That's proper hygiene, so take care of yourself. Don't just do it because now we got this big academic. No, do that stuff every day. Take care of yourself. You don't want nobody else shaking your hands and you putting poop on my feet. You know what I'm saying?
They got to wash their hands. You know how the old people say you got to wash.
That's how Minnesota somewhere. You got to wash. But my final words is first and foremost, I'd like to thank Corey Anderson for taking the time to be on our show this evening. We really, really do appreciate it, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye out on you and supporting you in your endeavors and stuff. Also, to the people, remember still positive affirmations and stuff for yourself every day when you wake up in the morning. Because intrusive thoughts and negative thoughts can literally be a bitch, and it could be your make or break for the day. So don't sit there and think when you wake up in the morning, damn, this is just another day, or I got this, I got to do, and I got to do that, and I might not be good enough. Constantly remind yourself that you're great. There's greatness within inside you. You're put on this world to be great. You're confident. You're a powerful individual. Go ahead and keep on pumping these positive affirmations into your brain. Because, if you don't do those things, the negativity is going to take over, and you ain't going to be worth a damn. So please stay positive out there, and don't let anybody bring you down. If they do bring you down, you need to let those people walk. Let them walk, because they ain't even worth you. You don't want to have that. You don't want to have that negative energy around you to begin with. But on behalf of myself, Corey, Cedric Edwards, Ed Harrington, I got to get his name, Edward Harrington, and Darius Lewis, we'd like to wish you all a pleasant evening, and you'll see you next time at the Knights of the Sound Table.